In Ukraine, the Russian military is struggling. It has failed to deliver the immediate victory envisioned by President Vladimir Putin and the few advisors briefed of the plan 2 months into the war. However, Russia's offensive capability consists of far more than just men and weaponry. Moscow's cyber warfare skills make Russia a formidable adversary. While the Kremlin's conventional troops are currently underperforming in Ukraine, it has previously used cyber weapons to tremendous effect. I'm Anjana, and let's know more on Ukraine's and Russia's cyber activity. Russia lost thousands of troops, hundreds of ground vehicles, aircrafts, ships, and other pieces of equipment, and much of the destruction has been broadcast across the world via social media. According to Michael E. Van Landingham, a former CIA Russian expert, Russia's cyber component hasn't been as robust or obvious as some thought, despite the magnitude of the destruction. I don't believe Russian cyber activity is less than predicted, Van Landingham said, citing Russia's deployment of several distributed denial of service assaults and Viper attacks, which erased data from devices against Ukrainian sectors. That said, many had perceptions of a cyber Armageddon, bricking US and European computers or destroying Ukrainian crucial infrastructure. That probably didn't happen because Putin wanted to fight a limited war in Ukraine, Van Landingham added. The extent of Russia's kinetic operations, ground troops supported by air and artillery strikes, obviates the necessity for the most powerful cyber tools. Because you are using so many genuine explosives, you can keep your powder dry in several ways. Should Moscow choose to escalate in response to US and European security aid to Ukraine, Van Landingham said Moscow has many asymmetric capabilities short of nuclear weapons to utilize. Dragos and Mandiant, two cybersecurity firms, assisted in the discovery of a complicated malware aimed to destroy liquefied natural gas plants and other industrial facilities earlier this year. Those facilities would be crucial in obtaining Europe's energy independence from Russia, and there could be more schemes like those out there. Russian intelligence agencies have a long history of carrying out or supporting cyber attacks. The Department of Justice charged 4 Russians in March with hacking 2 US power plants on behalf of the Russian Ministry of Defense and the FSB during the past decade. Russian cyber attacks on Ukraine have a long history. Russian intelligence services have been mapping out networks and vulnerabilities in their neighbors' crucial infrastructure for years. A hacker squad known as Sandworm, thought to be part of Russia's military intelligence agency, the GRU, was blamed for a 2015 cyber attack that knocked off power in western Ukraine, the first known cyber attack to knock down a power grid. Current and former US officials are concerned that a Russian cyber attack on critical infrastructure in the United States could intensify or spread to conventional assaults. Russia could potentially try to disrupt or destroy satellites or underwater communication satellites that aren't directly tied to cyberspace but are essentially for military and civilian communications. US President Joe Biden reminded Putin during their meeting last year that some key infrastructure should be off limits to cyber attacks and that the US had its own strong cyber capacity. Herm Haskin, a partner and senior operations consultant at Markpoint Technologies, suggested the US should keep thinking about what the worst-case scenarios may look like and have an appropriate risk management plan in place. There is no greater security than a vigilant team with a full-spectrum cyber defense program in place, said Haskin, who has served as a chief cryptologist for Special Operations Command and has extensive experience with US Special Operations troops and the intelligence community. Russia was classified as a persistent cyber threat by the US intelligence community in its annual global threat assessment released in early March. Russia, according to US intelligence services, is particularly focused on mapping out and then attacking foreign key infrastructure such as underwater communications cables and industrial control systems in order to put Western economies and societies at danger in the long run. The danger does not only affect nation states. Russia, according to the agencies, is targeting and attacking organizations and individuals that it considers to be a threat to its stability. Politicians, journalists, non-profit organizations, and others have all been targeted by Russian cyber attacks, with their data and personal information exposed on the internet. This is Anjana signing off. Do like and share this video. For further updates, subscribe to Kaumudy Global.